Wizardry Online, Old Man Review. You know, I'm in my 50s, actually over 55. And back in 1981, I bought an Apple II Plus and a TRS-80 additional monitor because it was in color. And then the Apple II Plus came with a green screen, black and white kind of thing, but it was green and white. And I went back to my apartment, brought the computer home, and I was 25 at the time. I had a couple games that I bought with it. Apple Adventure, text-based, Zork, text-based, and a football game with paddles that the numbers were the plays, and you play against another person. Limited graphics. And then this black box with a green dragon and a kind of circle in the center, and then a wizardry with a sword through the logo. Wizardry, Proving Grounds of the Mad Overlord. And I put it in, we had 5 1/4 floppies back then, and I installed the game in the Apple II Plus, and like the intro, it was just those squares, and your movement keys were A, W, D, S, and you would hit the W key and you move. You hit the W key and you move forward again, and you'd hear something in the Apple, and you go, oh. Then you hit it again, and all of a sudden this picture appeared out of the blue, and it was orcs or kobolds. Now, it wasn't as realistic as what you're seeing on the screen now. It wasn't even close. It was pixelated. It kind of looked like a special ed version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but it was kobolds. It was orcs. There were different pictures for different things. You had a picture of a chest, which is very similar to the chest there in 3D mode in this Wizardry Online by SOE, Sony Entertainment. It was something we'd never seen before. It was like seeing Star Wars in 1977. Nobody had ever seen that first type of spaceship that came through, the Corvette. And then all of a sudden the Imperial Star Destroyer comes in. Well, this was graphics in an RPG. There were no other games that had graphics in an RPG, Dungeons & Dragons, TNT, Tunnels and Trolls type effect. They didn't exist. All of these RPGs that came after, Wizardry was the first one. Proving Grounds of the Mad Overlord. Then Knight of Diamonds. Then Legacy of Llythalgm. I always get that wrong, so, I got it wrong back in 1981, but it was Legacy of LL something. So, here Wizardry Online, 32 years later. Unbelievable. And I read some of the reviews, and the reviewers didn't know or didn't even play this game when it first released. When I got to the Golden Dragon runs, I realized, wow, this is Proving Grounds of the Mad Overlord. The puzzles, all the in-depth roles behind the scene that we would never see. Mark on the floor and not seeing it and blowing up, or accidentally seeing it, is based on one of your abilities. Abilities really count in this game. This is the Dungeon Master that you're up against for every player in this game. Now, back in 1981, we had 6 characters. We had Thief, Priest, Warrior, and Wizard. But they also evolved to Sorcerer, Lord, Samurai, I believe Ninja. I'm not sure they had Paladin, but it was something. But you could progress your characters, and they had permadeath. Now, it wasn't right at the start, but if you got hit by a basilisk and you got put to stone, you're done, son. Or one of your characters is done anyway, back in the day. If you got turned to ash and a priest couldn't revive you, character's gone. That was back in 1981. This is not a new idea. This came out in 1981, and this was part of the mechanics in the original Wizardry. And I believe, honestly, that Sony has hit it spot on. What is truly amazing is puzzles, text. Back then, we needed to write all that stuff down. We had books of paper trying to figure out how to get to the next level. There were no Wikipedia. There was no magazines with the next cheat. If you didn't get by it, if you couldn't solve it yourself, you didn't get by it. You didn't get by it. End of story. I was really fortunate. I got by the first, second, and third one. But sometimes I'd have to put the game down for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and come back to it because I could not figure out if there was a trapdoor, if there was a ladder up. I didn't see it. I miss it, and I'm not going forward. If I don't understand a poem or a riddle and don't type the correct answer into the interface back in 1981, I didn't get by it. There was no Wikipedia. So really, when I was in Golden Dragon Ruins playing the game, I was just thrilled. This is Proving Grounds of the Mad Overlord. This is Knight of Diamonds. This is Legacy of Llythalgm. Sony hit it spot on. The one real complaint I've got is the interface. Now, remember, left-handed interface back then. So it's a left-handed interface in this game because they're trying to go true to the form. The one thing with the mouse, with moving with the right button, clicking it to move, you run through people. And for some reason, instead of just going left and right, it goes up and down. So it's all over the lot, and it's very, very hard to really understand how to move in this game. And so then I thought back to 1981 and how Wizardry did it. Use your left hand, hit the tab key on an NPC that's coming in, and all of a sudden, it auto-tabs after you kill that NPC. And your character turns around perfectly and is ready to fight the next NPC. There's no up and down movement. There's no garbage with the mouse. And then you can use your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 action hotkeys, and that's how to actually attack during an encounter. Very easy, very simple. The tab auto-tabs as the original NPC dies. You just have to remember to tab for closest target, and then just go right through the different creatures. So it took me about an hour and a half to figure out that was in the game. I was like, oh my god, I gotta use this right button, left button, and why did we go up and down with the video camera on the screen? I mean, it makes for cool scenes for video, but man, I don't know where the guy went to because I just ran past him. But oh, tab, hey, tab, press tab. So that's one thing. The other thing that I noticed that was really weird is it's been 9 months for the game that's been out, and they have a sound problem. And I had a sound problem in SOE's Star Wars Galaxies. All of a sudden it would cause this huge sound coming from my computer, and then I had to hard boot to fix it. It's in this game too. I don't know what they're doing, if it's a interface problem with a certain soundboard, and I happen to have that soundboard, but it's in this game. Otherwise, from 1981, what we're looking at the screen now, to 2013, this is Wizardry, folks. It's a great game. I seriously recommend this game. I'm just thrilled to even be saying this and talking about it. Thanks for listening.